Hello guys, welcome to this video. So in this video, I will show you how to integrate one-tap Google authentication using this nice little interface that you have. So it is actually the Google Identity Services SDK, which is quite a new phenomena inside Google Auth. So it's the latest version of doing authentication. So if you visit any website, you will see this interface. While you are on the web page, you will see this dialog box appearing, sign in with Google. So if you automatically click this, any of these two sections, you will be logged in. You need to select your account. Similarly, this is Google Auth, and then you will show your profile information. You will see the account name, we see the email address, then we have the logout button. So in this way, if I click logout, I will be redirected back to the home page, or you can also click this continue as, so it will automatically one tap authentication. So I will be showing you how to integrate this inside your application. So this is, if you don't know about this, which is Google Identity Authorization, if you just write this on Google. So this is their actual docs. You can read more about it. And for integrating this inside React.js, you just need to install React Bootstrap. I'm just using Bootstrap for designing the user interface. So just install these two packages. I've already installed it. So now to make this application, you need to create a functional component. So right here, we will actually import, first of all, the Bootstrap using the import statements at the top. So like this, so we imported this. Now we need to make a state variable to keep track of the user set user, and you'll use the useState hook. Initial value will be null. So this variable will store the user profile information. Once you are authenticated, it will be displaying the user profile information. Now we need to have the use effect hook. So this hook is very much important in React.js. So this executes whenever your application renders on the web page. So inside this hook, we just need to perform some authentication. So here we'll be creating a new script tag using create element, and inside the script tag, we will be loading the SDK, which is the Google Authentication SDK, Google Identity Services SDK. So we can use this URL https accounts.google.com/gsi/client. So this is actually the URL of the SDK that we are loading here in the script tag. You can see that, and we just need to make it async. So we can put this property async property to true, and then we have this onload callback function. So when the script is automatically loaded in the browser, so this callback function will execute, and inside this we need to initialize the Google sign-in. So for this we have window.google. So this XDK is available in the window tag right here. So window.google.accounts.id.initialize. So what we are doing, in order to load the SDK, we are using the CDN. So now once the CDN is loaded, this window contains an object here of Google, and inside this we have accounts.id.initialize, and this object contains two properties. First is the client ID, and secondly we need to give it a callback URL, callback function. So this will be handle credential response. So you can just call this anything. So this is essentially a callback. After you grant access to your account, this callback function will execute. Now we just need to define this callback function just below. So here the profile information will come in the response variable. So we can simply console log the response. But before that, we just need to get the client ID. You can easily get the client ID by going to Google Cloud Console and just creating your project here. I've already created one. And then you need to go to credentials, and you need to create a OAuth client ID. This is the second option right here. So just create a client ID and the application type will be web application. And in the authorized JavaScript origins, you need to paste your homepage URL. So wherever you are developing your application, so mine is localhost 5173. You need to paste this URL right here. And also you need to add the local host as well. Because I'm developing it on localhost, I will add these two URLs. This is a full URL and this is only the local host. And then inside your authorized redirect URI, the same URL I will paste. So now depending upon your own port number, you can change it and then click on create, and this will give you your client ID, and simply copy this and paste it right here. So once you get the client ID, and we can simply, after we do this, we just need to write the render the sign in button. So now to render the sign in button automatically, we need to make this function window.google.accounts.id, and it contains a function right here of render button, and we will render the button. For this we need to have some element in the JSX or in the HTML. So we have this container element, give it a bootstrap class. So inside this we will have a row and the column, and in the column we will give it a class name of offset. This is just for the alignment purpose. We are aligning it in the center position, and here we'll be having a heading here, React Google OAuth2 login, and here in the JSX in curly bracket we will simply say if the user is not available, in that case we need to show the sign in button. So inside this div section we'll give it an ID here to this div, which will be Google sign in. So right inside this div we will be displaying the Google login button. But if the profile information is available, in that case you will simply say to the user that you are authenticated. So if you refresh your browser, you will see nothing because we are not authenticated. So inside this def section, if I write something, you will now see that. So instead of this, we need to render the login button. So we are given an ID to it of Google sign in. So right here in this render button function, we just need to render this button inside that div section. So for this, we will target this by document.get element by ID, and here we'll be pasting the ID of that div element Google sign in like this. And then the second argument is the theme of the button. So the theme of the button will be outline and the size of the button will be large. So if you just refresh your browser, and we also need to execute one more function after this, which will be window.google.accounts.id.prompt. So this will add this button, and lastly we also need to, I think after this, yes, after this we need to add the script because we haven't added the script. So for adding the script in the body, we use this method document.body append child and passing the script. And here it is empty bracket, so just also make this change. If you refresh now, you will see your sign in button automatically appearing in these two locations. So you can simply click any of these buttons. So once you click, you will see this account screen where you can select your Google account and grant the permission. So once you grant the permission, you will get a object in the console. You will see You will get this access token, credentials, client ID, all this. We need this credentials, which is your access token. So now inside this function, which is handle credentials response, we need to get the profile information. For this, we will be decoding the JWT access token that we got. So we will simply use this function json.parse and this function atop, and here we will simply get the credentials that we got, response.credentials dot split 1. So in this way we can decode our access token, and then we can simply set the user to decode it. So if I just console log this, so what does it is doing? It is actually decoding the profile information which is hidden in the access token. So using this access token, if you now see, we have this profile information about the user, which is email address, the given name, profile picture, account name, this. So all these things are available to us. Now you can display this inside right here. So instead of this H1 heading, we can simply display the information. So inside your card title, we will say welcome and what the username. So if you refresh now, you will see the name right here written. Then we can even show the email address as well. This is the email property available. So if you now see, email address will also be shown. And then we can embed a simple logout button as well. So this handle logout function, you can define it. So for logout, we will delete the user information, set the user to null. And then we have this function window.accounts.id disable auto select. So this will essentially clear out the session of the user and log out them. So in this way you can display your profile information in React.js. So this is the overall authentication system that you can develop using Google Identity One Tap JWT authentication system. So thank you very much for watching this video. All the source code is given in the description. And also check out my website as well, freemediatools.com, which contains thousands of free tools regarding audio, video, and image. And I will be seeing you in the next video.